So the horses now getting ready to enter the arena for this, one of the most prestigious and anticipated events of the year.
Oh yeah, we love the cup here. It's TNT that are holding it, the orange team, you'll see them coming out later. But first of all, we have Just Wing It in the grey and pink, Tom Kilroy on the board, Annette on the horse.
Yeah, followed by, so I didn't know that the borders were going to go out, followed by Charlie Buss on Chill Winston, the 3 times national champions and previous holders of the cup before Top and Tails took it away from them.
Yeah, and next we have Spare Parts in the red. That's Amy Richards on Ronnie, Ronnie's come back from the sport after having a year or so out, so we're excited to see them go.
And then the black and white at the back there, that is the team of All the Gear, No Idea, and they are an advanced team, and they're here today to back up the other teams. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for all the teams of Horseboarding UK. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now welcome into the arena the current cup holder. It is Amy Richards on the horse of Indy, the 14-2 ex-showing pony who took the cup home last year and now returns it here to the Houston estate, to its new home for just 2 days before one of these teams gets to take it home again. So she will keep an eye on this pony, ladies and gentlemen, and notice that she is only 14-2 going up against 16 Handex racehorses. So there you go, the cup is handed over and will be returned to the commentary box now. And the teams now making their way. The challenge has been set, the gauntlet has been thrown down. And well, I'm excited now.
Oh, it's very exciting, Dan. I mean, some of these boarders back here looking rather nervous, some of them very focused. And they know it's a tough course and it's going to be a tough couple of days, but they're definitely ready.
So Dale's just going to have to watch out he doesn't get run over by the teams coming in there. And I think Annette probably wants to release her board rider before going into the pits.
I can see that on the showground coming through it.
Yeah, can you do that?
Okay then, so teams will exit. Remember, they have 3 attempts at this course. So last... Now this obviously is not only just for the cup, ladies and gentlemen, this is also part of the national championships. The teams raced 2 weeks ago in Tame, and Chill Winston came out a dominating lead, of 6 points, I believe. We got a screen up, we do have a screen up.
Yeah, they've been kind of running it
7
so far
points.
down, haven't they? But a lot of people talk about this course and TNT, the history they have with it, so it's going to be really interesting to see how these teams do. I think TNT for me.
Okay, so Chill Winston looking for a bit of support by the looks of it. This is the first time we've heard this song on a Horseboarding track list, which, by the way, you can listen to on Spotify. We've got a set up track list there. Chill Winston, they lost the cup last year to Top and Tails.
Yes, yeah, this is a pedigree team, ladies and gentlemen. They will be at the top of this weekend. Whereabouts they'll be, we don't know, but they'll be fighting for the top. Charlie Buss on Winston.
And they are away. They're not messing about. They're going for the bonus point as well, ladies and gentlemen. Into the speed trap, 24 miles an hour, turn 1. That was really the prediction. Now they know the ground is going to break up, so they're obviously thinking, let's get a quick time down, let's go for that bonus point, let's stamp home this victory.
Yeah, this team are really experienced, and they know they just need to go straight out and do it, and they want to make sure they're getting people's heads straight away as they hit the weave. And it's clear, that's a lovely weave.
Yeah, these guys really do look like the national champions already. They have a 7-point lead out of the first round. Can these other teams fight it back? Going into the split time, and it is 37 seconds on the split. Currently, they started off fast. This now looks a bit more like a steady, fast run.
Yeah, Winston's he bounds along, and he's always got constant power down that line. As you can see, Aidan digging in round that corner as they come up to Bruco Bend, and he's going to have to get right on his toes here. 23 miles per hour into that corner is insane. The angle they have to take.
23 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for for the team of Chill Winston, who just stamped authority on this in their first run.
Oh, what a first run, Dan. That's ridiculous. Usually they warm up. That was not a warm-up.
And the time, 61.89 seconds, and that is lifted the bar for all the other teams now. That's what you got to go and do, guys.
And that's what they want to do, Dan. They want to get in people's heads early. And that makes, the minute pressure is on some of these teams, they all deliver differently. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, so the team now entering the arena. This is an advanced team, ladies and gentlemen. All the gear, no idea. May have heard myself and the board rider doing a radio interview for BBC, I don't know, one of the radios, one of the BBC channels a few weeks ago. And that also can be listened to on our Facebook and our socials. And so these guys are doing a different course. They're not an elite team as the first team was. They are going down the 14 miles an hour into turn 1, and that shows the difference between advanced and elite.
Yeah, and if anybody's thinking about getting involved in this sport, I mean, this is the perfect team to look at. They were just on the side of the fence that you guys are on sort of a few years ago, and now they're involved and very much in the horseboarding family, and everybody gets on with them very well, and they're progressing really, really well. Yeah, so they're just doing they do the figure of 8 with the chicane. As an advanced team, so they don't do the centre line weave. It's a shorter, basically, course. Now going for the horseboarding UK diagonal from redback boots, and you can see this traditional gypsy cob there making a fine show of himself going across the arena. Another 14 miles an hour. He can also pull a cart at this speed, like with no problem, and even a plough. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the finish line, let's hear it for the team of All the Gear, No Idea. Nick's done a great job there. It doesn't look like he was overworked, but it's very concentrated head on, which is good for him, because the first ones can always be a bit erratic. Yeah, I was going to say that's the first time we've seen this team race this year. They raced a bunch last year. They did the JCB show with us. They were here. And a bunch of other ones, and the horse seems a little bit more up for it actually than last year. Yeah, maybe it's the crown. It's probably the cup though. This cup really gets some of these horses running. We should get some sangria in the cup before we hand it to the next team. So walking into the arena now, or was walking into the arena. This team is. So we're not going to mention the team's name just for a moment. I mean, this is a bit of a thing that we try not to do, because sometimes the horses hear the team name and then they realise that they're going to race if they don't already, and then they will get over more excited. And this is the biggest sort of thing. It's is it just get. I mean, although Sally doesn't look that excited. No, she's very calm. That's exactly the way they want to start off, Dan. Yeah. This is what it's all about, keeping them calm and then exploding them into that first corner. So we'll see how they do. But it's looking, she's always looked good, Sally. She gets faster and faster across the weekend. Yeah, so this is, So this is the team of Blues and Twos. Amy Richards on her other horse. It is Sally. This horse is not messing around. Very wide line, didn't set the speed trap off, but she was a lot further to the outside. You see this horse, I love the way this horse runs. To me, the faster it goes, the smoother it goes. But it also has the agility to jump and cut and move quick. Yeah, and she'll build up the pace each time they come out, and they like to start off steady, this team. That's a lovely smooth weave, and good work from Ryan Roberts on the board there. Yeah, and you see the way they're working around. Now they're putting pressure on the course, aren't they? And they're kind of putting pressure on the horse, and they're going for the split time at 41 seconds. So they're not pushing Chill Winston, they're running their own race. No, I mean, Chill Winston have gone for a very steady, fast one. This one I would say is a little bit under that, still fairly steady, fast, but not quite up on Chill Winston. So this team's just looking to get a feel of the course. The border wants to feel the course. What's that, 80 mile per hour to that corner, so that's pretty good. And they're putting on the pace now. Yeah, and through the finish line with a time of 68.66 seconds. I mean, that's it's going to be 6.77 seconds behind Chill Winston. And to be honest, these were the two teams that we fancied for the championship, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly. Chill Winston have a bit more experience. This is a new horse with Blues and Twos, fairly new in the last year or so. But we still feel that these two teams are the ones that are going to be fighting at the top. Or saying that, Just Wing It team and I think TNT might have a say this weekend as well.
Well, you know, this is TNT's field at the moment. That's what you got to say.
Well, that's what I feel like.
Yeah, this is their field, and now we have the team of Spare Parts. Luke de Chastelain back on the board after nearly a 2-year break, after a shoulder injury, and also Ronnie back in the team after a bit of a break as well. Ronnie had basically retired from the sport, had a few problems with the weave, but unfortunately the horse that was to replace him can't run at the moment. So 18 miles an hour from the team of Spare Parts. It's Amy Fordham on the horse. Amy and Ronnie also competed in the European Championships in Holland in 2017 and came second, I believe.
That's right, with Ronnie and his horse actually. They were right up there, and they have a lot of experience, this team, but they've come out of the sport and now building back up again. And you're going to see that most teams do approach the racing like this. The first rotation will be steady. Oh, that's a lovely weave, a little bit.
There was a lot of work there from the horse. The horse kind of rushed it. Yeah, Luke did great work, but you could see the horse kind of rush the weave a little bit. He does have a bit of a hang up over it, and he does sometimes not go through it. Split time is 47 seconds, which is very close to Blues and 2's split time. So they could be up for a second to third place. But it's all about just. It's unclear what Ronnie's issue is with the weave.
No, I know, he's such a game pony, and he can really get some good speeds, but the weave is something that he doesn't always like, but you never really know.
Yeah, 15 miles an hour. It certainly looked like Amy had to put some work in going through the weave. The throttle's opening up now, the stretch has happened. That's the speed of the pony through the finish line with a 76.77, but we're asking for a manual time to confirm that.
And it's good to see this team back anyway after being out of the sport for a little while. And
it was 7.677 is the time. That puts them in third place. They are 8.11 seconds.
Good run.
Between 8.11 seconds behind Blues and 2s, who are 6.77 seconds behind Chill Winston. Obviously, the table. So let's talk about the overall tactic generally. It's normally to do a slow run first and build up as the show goes on.
Yeah, every team is different. I mean, as you saw, Chill Winston went straight out really fast straight away. This is another team coming into the arena now, Just Wing It, who can sometimes choose to go fast very sort of in their first run, really. And
so we did the podcast yesterday with Tom, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's available on Spotify, Horseboarding UK podcast.
Tom's the boarder of this team, Just Wing It.
Tom Kilroy is the boar rider, Annette Rush is the horse rider. They've had some great races here before, and Skimatara is the horse. She's an ex-race horse. And it's going to be interesting. Oh my word, they're letting go quick. So they've got back on the brakes again. 18 miles an hour. This horse is capable. We've clocked this horse at 33 miles an hour into turn 1 at Sandringham a few years ago. But the problem is the horse gets a bit of its own head, and then the direction and braking and everything else goes out the window.
Yeah, they can sometimes lose their composure a bit and aren't the most consistent team. But they have it in them to be one of the fastest teams, so if they can pull everything together, they might be able to just wing it.
Yeah, exactly. And Tom was saying last night, though, that the horse rider, during the podcast, that the horse rider had said to him that either they were going to win or what's the split time? 43 seconds on the split.
Win or crash, I believe.
Win or crash, yeah, win or crash, which is kind of like, that means they're going for it, it's commitment, we like that. Yeah. Great bit of work. That was a beautiful
dug right in there on his heel stance. Tom did
the horse rider as well, ducked underneath that last pole, brilliant,
fast.
A
lot more
22, oh my word, that's fast. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, don't break him on the first race. And through the finish line, wow, that was nerve-wracking.
Well, that's what I think you can see with that team, that's what we're talking about. Started off very steady. Next thing you're flying around that last corner, almost losing Tom there. Well done holding on there, Tom.
So just getting confirmation from the arena, making sure everything's above board.
Was there an early release? Sorry, was there an early release?
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're hearing is currently the time is.
That's no run then, isn't it?
Oh no. Oh no.
And an early
Ladies
release.
and gentlemen, that is terrible news. I don't even want to say this. there was an early release before going through the finish line, which means the handle wasn't connected to the horse as the board rider goes over the finish line. If that is the case, the race was not completed, so it was just a little bit too quick on that release. The refs have called it. It's a shocking call. I would have put them in second place. They go down with the penalty time. Now into the arena, Top and Tails, current holders of the cup, ladies and gentlemen. That's it, this is the team to support, and this little ex-showing pony is fighting their way. They're not messing about. This is going to be a quick speed. Into the speed trap, please go off. It didn't go off, so I think she's riding a slightly wider line. I think the laser needs to be turned out a little bit, but extremely fast around the arena so far. Into red back boots, now wanting to cut up the arena. And this is one of the only horses, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of a slip there, but looks to be okay. This is one of the only horses that can do the weave in 2 seconds flat. Everybody else ranges up to about 3 seconds. So that's one of their stronger points. But this is what the agility of these little ponies can do on this course. Split time. 36 seconds.
This team know they need to come out fast, Dan, don't they? Because they haven't got much in it. Oh, that's a touch there, so that's a 1 second. Or Brian's having to dig in there on his heel. That corner's causing a few troubles for the boarders, Dan.
It's a sharp corner. It's very, very dark, very sharp back. 22 miles an hour into that corner. Throttle still opening up. Ladies and gentlemen, call them home. They currently hold the cup and through the finish line with a time of 59.94. There you go, Chill Winston. We're just going to take the lead. There is a second penalty, make it 60.94, which means the difference between Top and Tails and Chill Winston in first and second place is 0.95 of a second. The difference between first and second after the first rotation was 2. Well, okay, so unfortunately now we've just been told there was 2 touches, which means that Top and Tails fall into second place, and it means Chill Winston hold the lead by 0.05. So it's just going to be a 2 minute sort of, we'll go through the results. As we go from in 5th place after the first rotation of races is Just Wing It with no completed time. It's such a shame to make
such
a
what
mistake.
a run that was right at the end as well, and they would have been right up there, Dan.
Yeah, I mean,
to be honest, it is a bit of a Mickey Mouse from this era to release before this finishing line, but sometimes the pressure can get to you.
Yeah, the rule is, ladies and gentlemen, that to start the race, the horse rider and board rider must all be connected by the handle. If the race is not deemed to have started. If they cross the finish line and they are not all connected, the race is deemed not to have finished. So unfortunately, once that release has been pulled, that's it. It's too soon. So moving up the table, spare parts 76, 77. They looked all right.
Yeah, that was a good run for them. Like I said, their sort of journey is starting off steady, and we'll see more from them. But Luke is already building up his fitness, coming back into the sport. So they're just happy to get a good, solid rundown, and hopefully take it on from there. I'm not sure, they were fairly relaxed, and I thought Amy's already pretty chilled in the pits here, so we'll see what they'll do, but I think they're just enjoying their weekend now.
I think the weave is going to be a big part to watch with that team with spare parts as they go into that weave, and it's that second and third cone that Ronnie
does not like.
And it looked like Amy had to do quite a lot of work on that one, and obviously, but I noticed at the last event it depends which side he goes. Then into Blues and Twos, Sally, Optimistic Hill, was her race name, developing really well, and we have high hopes for that pony.
Yeah, I think, as you were saying, Dan, the way that horse takes this course, goes round this course, it's beautiful to watch, and we can't wait to see it open up a bit more, and it's so smooth, and with the quality of border behind Ryan Roberts, behind that horse, the same border as TNT. I mean, he knows his course like the back of his hand, and despite how dirty they are, so he should do really well this weekend.
And then Top and Tails in second place, only 0.05 of a second behind Chill Winston, who are now entering the arena. So that's the end of the first rotation. Second rotation to start, and we're exactly 20 minutes in. So here we go. Now they're in the lead, but they need to make a defensive run. They want to extend that lead over 0.05 of a second. flying down the arena in 25 miles an hour as they've picked up the pace already. Charlie Boss, one of the most extreme experienced horse riders in the championship, and Chill Winston there, who also, he lost an eye, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, to cancer, but that hasn't slowed him down. That's what the mask is for. Going up to 3-cone weave, horse has to get thinking. Lovely.
Oh, wonderful weave, ladies and gentlemen. This is horseboarding. This is what we love. Watching this horse with this rider is one of the best experiences you can see in this sport. You can see how good Charlie Buss is, knowing all the lines, getting aided around these corners as we hit the chicane.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they're making a dominating run now. Let's cheer them forward and call this team home. They want to extend their lead. Going over Horseboarding UK diagonal into the speed trap, 19 miles an hour around the far end of the arena and looking for the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you scream. That was a race with a time of 58.63 and it was clean. They go into first place, and that is Horseboarding.
Wow, what a run, what a team. Chill Winston, I mean, you are going to see them right at the top this weekend. They are up for it and they're already showing what they can do.
So with that run, they've extended their lead by 3.31 seconds.
That's massive in horseboarding, Dan, isn't it?
I mean, this is the kind of lead that they had in Tame. At each event, they were just, I think all but one heat they had over a 3-second lead. But this is Indy's field.
That's what I mean. We know how good their competitors are. We know how good these teams they're racing are, and they're just destroying them straight away. So, I mean, obviously it's the second rotation they've had there. So we'll see what the other teams respond with.
Yeah, this is now our advanced team. It is All Gear, No Idea. If you're interested to get involved, ladies and gentlemen, contact us on Facebook, on all the social media, TikToks and all that, or even just do the old school way and visit our website. You can find out about training courses and how you can get your horse and your family, or if you're involved, and be a part of this and race against teams like these. And if you're develop enough, you can get up into the elites. A lot of slack in the rope there. That was
he did very well there, Dan.
Yeah, he did well.
Work the rope as he came round, dug in. They are looking very good. They're very smooth, and obviously there's not too much power is going to come on more from this horse, but it's a great learning horse for Nick on the board.
Yeah, until they upgrade the engine maybe. But they're a solid team. You know what you're going to get. You don't have to worry about them. And I mean, look at the mane and tail. I mean, get out the Vidal Sassoon, because that pony's worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for All the Gear, No Idea.
Well done, guys, well done. I was speaking to Nick behind the scenes, and he always comes across unconfident, but the more and more I watch him, the more and more composed he looks, and that team in general are looking really good.
Yeah, so, and I mean, we want more teams involved, obviously. As always, we have, we run events all over the UK and over Europe. And so if you want to get involved, let us know. We'll make that happen. Also always looking for volunteers, and that we've got a lot of the guys. It can't happen with without all the high-vis vests that are around the arena. The main referee today is Layla Graves. Sorry I didn't give you a shout out earlier, Layla.
Yeah.
That is Laser Fingers Layla. She's been reffing for 10 years now. Has raced on occasion.
Yeah, she's been involved in the sport for a long while now. What a start, Blues and Twos, straight out there. They have something to prove here, Dan. 24 miles per hour into Bruco Fen, that's very fast. Is he going to
Look at the way that horse runs and the board on it. Now you can see at the moment, the track isn't broken up yet, so you can see the horse riders are pushing the board riders, and they're dealing with the grip. There's a lot of grip at the minute.
Yeah, there is grip, and that's going to cut up into sand, so they're going to drift a lot on those far corners. So they hit the weave. That's a very good weave. Amy working Sally beautifully there. And
this horse at the end of last season, ladies and gentlemen, set 3 new track records. It's that fast. Through the split time
of 35. So this is a good run. Very good run. As they hit the chicane, Ryan's working on rope. Hanging up there very close to the horse, but he's having to get right down on his heels. Wow, look at the explosion out that corner, ladies and gentlemen. What a horse.
Across the diagonal into the speed trap. At 20 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen, call them home. The throttle's accelerating. Can he hold on to that? Look at the stretch on that pony through the finish line with a time of 59.86. Let's have a round of applause for Blues and Twos who go into Second place,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen. Second place.
How much that must be so close.
And they're in second place by 1.23 seconds. 1.23 seconds separates them, and that's the first time we've seen Sally really run this year.
Yeah, and that's what we've been talking about. We've been waiting for it a little bit. The first one they were a bit steadier, but they maybe going to wall into this season, Dan, as they still look for the big picture over the next couple of seasons, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Sally came in there, head was a little bit high. It is about keeping the head nice and calm and quiet. So here we go now, it is the team of Spare Parts. So making their way around the arena and coming for, now it's interesting, the throttle's open, she's
Yes.
leaning forward, the confidence is obviously high, 21 miles an hour into that turn, I should say that's faster, myself, but it's good to see Luke is working better.
Yeah, this is looking really proactive, this run. They've just put a little bit more pace on. They haven't gone crazy, still showing control, which is exactly what you want from these teams. Composure and control. As they hit the weave, let's see how Ronnie does. Oh, Amy, brilliant! Luke, brilliant!
Amazing
You just
work.
nailed that. It was a bit scrappy, but they did very well.
Amazing, but you can see the horse thought about it, he wasn't very happy about making that turn.
No, Amy made sure he did.
Yeah, and he went in lovely, into the split time.
Oh, that's 40, so that's pretty good for this team, Dan, I believe. And as they hit the chicane, there's a very rigid skate style from Luke, isn't he? He digs in, just bending up and down, doing the squats, uses one arm all the way around. He will definitely have a Popeye arm at the end of this weekend.
I think he's already got one, but it's his right, not his left. 15 miles an hour into the turn, across the front of the grandstand for the finish line. Go, Ronnie, go! There's the call through the finish line with a time of 67.61. Keeps them in fourth place, but they are very much closer to the rest of the pack now. 5.67 seconds behind Top and Tails, who are in third. But there's only, between first and third place, there's only 3.31 seconds separates first and third.
Okay, so it's looking like between those three teams that just wing it. Haven't put down a time yet due to their early release on their first amazing run. So here they come, and they're going to want to do something here, aren't they?
That never happens.
What, early release?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time a run was voided because of a release.
I don't know how Annette must have felt about that. I mean, it's such a shame to lose that run, but they can look at it positively because basically it means that they can do it.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that's missing, Tom doesn't have pink trousers on, so he needs a bit more pink on him.
Yeah.
But this, let's be honest, Tom is one of the best board riders, has been one of the best boarders. He is the current border champion, 24 miles an hour into turn one with his other team, limited edition, and he raced here. One race of theirs last year here got over 1.5 million views on social media, and another race here, which was from Top and Tails, got 182,000 views on social media. That's over 1.68 million views from races that happened in this arena last year.
Well, they got
second
a
penalty
touch there on the middle cone there, Dan, with Annette went straight into that, so they're taking around this corner. That's good work from Tom there.
Split.
The split is 39, so that's pretty good for this team. It's going to help them best.
It's not as high as they need it to be, but they're working hard. Board rider working hard, ducking and diving. Bit of a slide there, throttle opening up through red back boots, moving across towards Horseboarding UK flags into the speed trap once again at 24 miles an hour. Oh my goodness, the speed's still opening up. The board rider's hanging on for dear life for the finish line. Wow, what a run. With a time of 64.07 makes that 65.07 because there was one touch on the cone.
The way they go into that Bruco bend is ridiculous.
Scary.
That team. So scary to watch. Suddenly the power just goes sort of doubles up, and I mean Thomas looked like he was going to fly into the audience there.
Yeah. So yeah, it was scary, definitely a scary run. So we got Top and Tails entering the arena. They are now dropped down into third place. They sniffed the lead just for a moment until
they're going to have to go for it here, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. But you know, they've got to play the game. They've got to know what their horse has got, whether or not they're going to run 3 runs.
It's their tune is on as well.
Okay, ladies. So this is probably their fastest run, ladies and gentlemen. They are looking for a perfect run now to take first place off Chill Winston. And they are away. It's Little Indy, 14-2, ex-showing pony, taking on the ex-racehorses at... Oh, we need to move that laser because that was fast.
Oh, this team are the current champions for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. You can see them eating up this course. They're taking off the pace now, and they've got some fans down that corner. But this is for the weave, and they'll always do the weave fast, Dan.
A lot of muck being chucked back at the board rider then. Wow!
Wow, that's super quick.
That's
what
so
it's
fast.
about.
That's so fast. I would argue that's less than 2 seconds. We're going now for the 90-degree split time and keep this team moving. Split time is
35, so that's pretty good. So it's a little bit down, so let's see what they can do now. They're going to have to push on. It's going to be hard as they go up the hill.
ducking and diving. That's a sharp turn. Ladies and gentlemen, call them home. This Little Indy, Little showing pony. Come on, come on, come on. All the way for the speed trap at 20 miles an hour. Very tight to the cone. Amazing bit of horse riding. You couldn't fit a piece of paper between them and the pole for the finish line. And through it with a 59.40. And it is a clear run, which means that they stay in second place by 0.77 of a second.
Wow.
So a great run from Top and Tails. Big round of applause deserved. They put everything out there, and that was 0.77 seconds. So just go through the results. Great run from them. We give everybody.
Oh, that was a brilliant run. I mean, that team is obviously pushing Chill Winston all the way, so it seems like it's between Chill Winston, Top and Tails, and Blues and Twos at the moment, but maybe Just Wing It can come and do something, we'll have to see, but those three teams are really running away with it at the moment.
Yeah, so Spare Parts currently in 5th place. Looking on the screen here, it says they have retired. No, I haven't been told why, but it looks like they've retired. So maybe it's because they got 2 good runs out of the pony and they don't want to do a third.
Yeah.
Then we have Just Wing It. Obviously, their first run they got that release, the wrong release, released too soon. Second run, 65.07 seconds, and they are only in 4th place. They are only 6.44 seconds behind 1st place. So that's how close these teams are coming through.
They also got a touch, didn't they, Dan? So that means their time could have been a lot better.
Yeah, and obviously that's a new combination. You got Net Rush and the horse they've been riding together for years, but Tom Kilroy on the team of Just Wing It is a new combination. He's not raced there before.
Yeah, I mean it's an exciting combination. They're very competitive people. Tom will be basically wanting to win, so he'll be pushing the net all the way, and the net's obviously got that pace in the pony to really push on.
Yeah, then moving to Blues and Twos. They are in 3rd place, currently 59.86, and they are 0.46 of a second behind Top and Tails in 2nd. They are who are 0.77 behind Chill Winston, who are in the arena now. And what Chill Winston need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is again extend their lead. If they can extend their lead and get a perfect run, they're going to make it all the harder for the other teams. And looking now, Top and Tails have retired, but Blues and Twos and Just Wing It are still in the fight. So they're making their way down towards this opening straight, and it is quick, 24 miles an hour. And making their way around a board rider, having to do a bit of work there. Looks like he's having to work a bit harder than he did the other week.
Yeah, that's basically having to dig in there. Lovely little jump off the corner there as the music kicks off. Aiden is rocking this. He is in control, skidding around the corner there. Oh, it's not a touch. Was that Aiden on his board?
There's a 1 second penalty to add. Let's see how they're going to run this. It looks like the throttle's coming off.
Oh, they're going to save Winston's gas. They're already at the top.
And they are retiring. So that means there's 3 more races to go in this heat.
And Blues and Twos do anything about Chill Winston.
So
now
just
Chill Winston has retired.
Okay, so we are bringing in the team of All the Gear, No Idea, and look out for these guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Shall we talk about the gear then, Dan? Because they're boarding on mountain boards, aren't they, with spring trucks?
Yep.
Not skateboards?
no, off-road. I think off-road skateboard is the easy term. They are mountain boards, ladies and gentlemen, and we've been slightly, not really changed much in them. They're set up slightly differently to how mountain boarders use them. And there's a harness on the saddle, runs to a handle, and also connected to the rider. The reason that is the horse rider has a belt on is partly to be able to release the handle in 0.1 and also if in the event that the horse rider falls off, then the handle will automatically release from the horse and the saddle, so that you don't have a horse running around with no rider and a board rider who is more scared than normal.
Yeah, and you can see Nick there, the boarder, as he puts up his Elvis arm, working those corners. Oh, he's taken a narrow line there, going to get a bit of a pull, but he's taken it. He's wearing all the pads at the moment, knee pads and underbody wear as well as gloves, so they're very well protected.
Yeah, that's the same corner he got a bit of slack in before. He probably needs to alter his line a little bit into that corner.
A few of the boarders have really been working that corner. It's a tight angle, so they've been digging in, and he made it quite difficult for himself there, Nick, but he managed it very well.
And through the finish line and running the advanced course, it is the team of All Gear Now Idea with a 62.56. Their fastest time was a 60-second run. I think it was their second run. Again, this is a demonstration, ladies and gentlemen, really, that you don't have to compete at the level of the elites to get involved with horseboarding. You can, there's lots of different levels: novice, intermediate, advanced, and then elite. And so, Blues and Twos, did it already, but they're stepping onto the arena.
They are going to go for it again, one last time for them.
This is
it. They need to beat Jill Winston's time.
They are in third place, and they are 1.23 seconds from first. That's all the difference.
Well, they can do it, Dan. They can do it.
3 seconds now from first place. That's all they need. But also, they need a lot goes into keeping the horses calm. Sally's relatively new to the sport. This is actually her third season, and they took the first short season of 2021, and then the season of 2020, or half of the season of 2022, to start building this horse up to being fast. Because again, it's about the horse mental state. So it might be if the horse is feeling a little bit too wound up, Blues and Twos might take the option just to do a steady run as a schooling run.
Yeah, a lot of the teams do schooling runs, sometimes pull out early if they just want to keep their horses calm. And this is going to be a quick one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what speed that is. 25, that's the fastest today, Dan.
Yeah, 25 miles an hour from way down the track, and look at it still throttling up. And also, ladies and gentlemen, that speed trap can give us a false low speed, it can't give a false high speed, so they're probably a bit above 20, whatever comes up on the screen. Going into the 3-cone weave, it's clear.
Wow,
okay, this is
quick,
so now they are
quick.
looking for 1.23 seconds to take first place off Jill Winston, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up for the split time. Split time is
34, it's very, very close. They are definitely pushing Jill Winston down. The rider's having to work all over the place. He's halfway up the rope. Right up.
Whoa,
Pull that right across his shoulders, ladies and gentlemen.
This is there's so much going on we can't even talk about it. 20 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen, call them home. The hydrofoil is out, the throttle is turbos in, all the way for the finish line with a 59.62, which doesn't take them into first place.
No, Jill Winston have done it. They've been celebrating in the pits. Ryan looks despondently on the floor. This is lovely stuff. Lovely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, they stay in third place. The difference between first and third. The difference between first and third is 0.99 of a second. First place and third place are separated by less than a second.
And you know what team you want to see now, Dan? You want to see a team come in and just mess everybody up. This is the team, Just Wing It. They come in and they ruin the party, they kick over the table, they throw their cups on the floor and destroy it.
Oh, looking for support, ladies and gentlemen. They are looking for your support. They are here to race, and ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats, hold on to your breaths. Say a rosary if you've got one on you, because this is going to be a run. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. This is scary for all of us to watch. 25 miles an hour into that first turn. Look at the speed. This is the edge of what is possible when it comes to horseboarding, when it comes to this sport. Into redback boots. That's it. Keep those cheers going as they come now for the centre line.
Oh, they're going to keep control for this weave though, Dan. There's a lot of pace. Oh, they've taken it off.
Throttles come off really well.
Oh,
no! Too much slack. Release.
Tom jumped aboard there and got the wrong line.
It was just
an actual massive board mistake there from Tom. Right at the top pressure race. He is not going to be happy with that. I'm not going to buy him a beer down the beer tent tonight because he does not deserve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the team of Just Wing It, who gave us all a bit of, lifted all our blood pressures. I think we can agree on that one. There'll be more from them this afternoon. So, in the elites, going through the results after the first heat here at the East Anglia Game Fair, is 5th place is Spare Parts, who ended their heat only less than 9 seconds behind 1st place. 4th place is Just Wing It. 2nd place, Blues and Twos, only 0.22 of a second behind Top and Tails in 2nd place, who are only 0.77 of a second behind Chill Winston in 1st place, who don't take the bonus point. So, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause as the teams make their way around the arena now. A great bit of racing, I think we can all agree. We are back again at 2:30. You can also follow us on all the social medias. There will be highlights of this uploaded later today. There's a podcast that we did last night on Spotify. We will be doing another podcast this evening with some of the riders that you can listen to and get into hear about all the backstage stuff. And there'll be more and some interviews as well. So if you're about the showground, keep checking on Facebook because there'll be interviews with the teams. Definitely Chill Winston, definitely Top and Tails, and probably Just Wing It. So if you look forward to all of that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you at 2:30 this afternoon. But for now, let's have a big round of applause for all the teams of Horseboarding UK.